Sorry guys, so I got cut off on my last video, so I just decided to make a part 2 so that I could finish out and show you my piece of writing and the steps that I took to make me successful. So I ended on step 7 where we had to use our plan to make or start writing our writing piece. And I read this little piece to you right here. This was my beginning. And I zoomed in on my plan so that you could see that my plan has everything that I have here, I did up here. Okay, and I also, on the last slide, showed you the writing checklist, which definitely helped me write my entire plan and piece. So if you notice, I started with a hook, but remember, a hook is not required. You don't have to have one. Then, most importantly, I introduced what I'm going to write about, which is my topic sentence. Okay, and my topic sentence is, in fact, dancing has many benefits for the human body. That's what my prompt was. I have to make sure I say that. That's introducing exactly what my readers are going to learn about while they're reading my piece. I stated my 2 main ideas, also very important. To name a couple, dancing has important physical benefits as well as mental benefits. Those are the 2 main ideas that my readers are going to learn about as they're reading. And then, of course, a couple of sentences just to wrap up my beginning. Okay, so moving forward, and I'm going to go to current slideshow. There we go. Okay, so now it's time to use that plan that you made to write your piece. And I just read you my beginning. This is my middle. I'm not going to go ahead and read this to you, but there are certain things that I have to make sure you guys know when you're writing your middles. Okay, start by stating your main idea. Remember, if you don't start with stating your main idea, your readers have no idea what this paragraph is mostly about. Okay, that's why it's super important. So just take the topic that you're writing about for your middles. Make sure that's the first thing you tell them you're going to be learning about in this paragraph. So start off with your main idea. Here's mine. As stated above, one benefit of dance, see how I took that right from the prompt, on the human body is healthier physical improvement. So right there, I'm putting it out there for my readers. Hey guys, guess what? You're going to be learning about physical improvement, physical benefits on the human body and how that connects to dancing. Also cite your source. Please, this is one thing that my students are forgetting to do quite often. Cite your sources. When you're ready to take FSA again and you do not cite sources, there's no way that you can pass FSA. So we want to make sure that we're getting into the habit of citing your sources. And not even for FSA, but as you get into the older grades, you're going to need to prove whatever you're talking about. And you can do that by citing your sources. So please, please make sure that you're using the checklist. Remember to do that. I cited my source in here. Now, I know it looks a little scribbly in here. That's okay though, because I was citing my sources and realized, oops, I wrote the wrong title in there. So I crossed it out and I put in the right title over here. Guys, I need you to see that I'm not perfect, that I do make mistakes in my writing as well, but I don't just pass over it and let it go. I fix them and I move on. So as you can see here, I wrote, this might be hard to believe, but according to the text, do you see how I'm calling it out right there? I got this from the text. This isn't my thinking. This is the thinking of another author, but I want to use it to prove what I'm saying in my writing. So according to the text, all the right moves, dancing can actually strengthen your heart muscle and help lungs work more efficiently. I did not copy that directly from the text. I paraphrased it. I put it in my own words, which is important that you do the same thing when you're citing your sources. There's no reason that you need to copy from the text because you're smarter, you're a mature writer, and you can take what the author's saying and put it into your own words. Okay, so right after I cited my sources, I elaborated. And for those of you who forgot what elaboration means, what does this evidence mean? In other words, now you need to explain to me, why did you use that specific piece of text evidence? How is it proving your main idea? So I'm just going to read off just maybe a sentence or two so that you can see how I began to elaborate. How is this possible? You might be thinking. Well, think about it. When you dance, your heart rate increases and beats faster. This is the same concept as lifting weights to build up muscle. The more we increase our heart rate, the stronger our heart, a muscle, becomes. Do you see how I'm explaining my text evidence? I didn't jump into anything like imagine this or paint a picture in your head. I didn't do that yet because I need to explain to my readers what that text evidence means. Why did I choose it? Why did I put it in this middle with this main idea? If you don't explain that, guys, it sounds like you're cutting us off at the knees. You're just kind of giving me text evidence and then making me imagine something. Well, no, I want to know what that text evidence means first before I go on to try to picture something or try to bring my background knowledge to whatever it is that I'm trying to prove. Then I use my original thinking. This is where you can start to bring your own background knowledge. Sometimes your elaboration is your OT, and that's okay too. You can do that as long as you're explaining what that text evidence means. We're going to have a strong middle. Please make sure, think about that elaboration, think about that original thinking, and use your anchor chart to help you. And then, of course, quickly wrapping it up. Now, I'm not going to spend too much more time reading this to you. You can pause my video and you can go ahead and read it yourself. Step 8. Okay, guys, this is the one where a lot of students are forgetting that this is still part of the writing process. You're not finished. Once you've put a period or a question mark, whatever punctuation at the end of your writing, you're not done. You have to keep going by revising and editing. Again, I'm not going to read to you what I wrote here, but I did write in a different color so that you can see how I revised and edited my writing. Okay, so just to point out a couple of things. First of all, tap each word slowly and read your writing. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but you can't believe how powerful it is when you're reading slowly, pointing to each word, you will find errors. For example, watch how I do this. TikTok. Most people know exactly what that means. Again, I know it sounds like a robot, but when I'm reading slow and I'm actually reading the words on the page instead of what I want it to say, we are going to find errors, spelling errors, punctuation errors, grammar, capitalization. All of those things can be found by reading slowly and reading exactly what's on the page. So one that I want to point out to you is down here. So look what it says. How is this possible? You might be thinking. Well, think about it. I crossed out well, think about it because I kind of felt like I was repeating myself by saying it. When I read it to myself out loud, it didn't sound right. So I crossed it out and then tried to reread it again. So let me go back without this piece right here. How is this possible? You might be thinking. When you dance, your heart rate increases. Okay, do you see how I didn't even need that? I was repeating myself and it sounded redundant. So I decided I'm taking it out. It doesn't sound right. So as you can see, guys, spelling in here, lots of spelling issues that I had here. Even grammar, when I wrote your in here, this is you are, the contraction you are. To help improve you are body? No, that doesn't make sense at all. I caught myself by reading like a robot and tapping each word, and I corrected it with the correct your, Y-O-U-R. Okay, just some things for you guys to think about. Again, please feel free to go back, watch this video 100 times if you need to, pause it, read my writing, look what I did. And of course, if you have any questions or you need me to have a Zoom meeting with you to show you how to do a certain part of your writing, feel free to reach out to me, talk to me about it. Okay, guys, so this is your video. I hope this is helpful. And again, good luck with your writing this week and use it as much as you want.